Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. My name is Gary Blevins. Welcome back to Board Game Nation and Gary and Doug versus the World, UK 4, and followed immediately by Italy 4. And I'm coming to you today from the beautiful city of Memphis, Tennessee. We've got lots of people already online. We really appreciate that. But I'm going to go ahead and warn everybody now. There is a huge storm. Tornado supercell is the phrase that I heard not an hour ago. Not that far from where I'm broadcasting now. So we are hoping that power and internet stays on and continues to function. But if all of a sudden it goes, you'll know what happened, and we will come back on as quickly as possible. If we haven't already wrapped up. Let me just say, if we get all the way through Italy's turn and we lose power, we're not going to come back on tonight. But if we aren't and we're still in the middle of a roll and I'm shooting down UK bombers or fighters or whatever else we're doing, then we'll definitely be back. So we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully we should be okay. Good news is my studio's on the same grid as an area medical center. So it usually is pretty stable. And there's a big housing development across the street, so it's usually fairly stable where I am. So hopefully it should hang in there. We've got a lot of our commanders are traveling, and we wish them well. We've got one's on a cruise ship. The other, I believe, is on their way to Africa, and another is in Iowa. So they're kind of spread to the wind at the moment. But we were able to get 3 orders in for the UK's 4th turn, and there were very different options, which is exciting, and I really appreciate that. Chad Condi, Commander number 3, was our lead vote getter for UK 4, so we'll be executing his orders here shortly. Charles Hall is here, coming to us from beautiful San Juan, Puerto Rico, and really glad to see him stop by. Mind Blown is here. Dave DeJour, Mr. Coffee from the beautiful city of Chicago. The Big Onion is here, which is great. And apparently it's snowing in Minnesota. Still? I thought you guys, what is this? It's April 2nd? Yeah. I laugh, but I grew up in Wisconsin, and I remember first week of May, there being snow, but it does happen, so. One other thing before we go to the break, my sister-in-law is in town. Hi, Linda. And she is out hanging out with my lovely wife. So Jamie's not here this evening. But stepping in this evening is the lovely and talented Emily. And you might have seen her in the Discord server. So she will be moderating for us this evening. Everybody say hi to Emily. Hi, Emily. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. And with that, we are going to go to our break and wait for some folks to join us, and we will be back in 2 minutes, and we'll get Doug on the phone here or on the call or on the live stream or whatever this thing is, and we will go from there. Back in 2 minutes. All right, folks, we are back. Doug and I, during the little break there, were trying to figure out what we want to do with Italy and how this is all going to play out. I love this game. I'm super excited about how this particular game is playing out. I'm glad that it's as tight as it is, and I think Doug said it best in Sunday's live stream. Like, a good game is always when, like, as soon as somebody's turn ends, you think, oh man, now they're way ahead. And then the other player goes, and oh man, now they're way ahead. And so it's this back and forth, which I think has been the case throughout this entire game. And so I'm super excited about it. Brian and Tracy Hyde are here. Thank you very much for being here. We're glad that you have joined us this evening. Pino, it's so good to see you. You won a prize on Sunday because I screwed up the drawing on Friday. We did another drawing on Sunday, and you won. I don't remember what you won. I think you won. I don't want to speculate, but I think it's Robo Rally. I'm not 100% sure. So find me either on Facebook or on Discord, and we'll make sure that we can get you the yes, sir, you did win a prize. We'll make sure that we get your shipping information so we can get stuff over to you ASAP. So excellent. You have won a prize. Charles, thanks for stopping by, brother. We will absolutely give him hell. Have fun in Puerto Rico. Beautiful, beautiful place. Absolutely. So have fun. Dave Wakefield has made it here from Australia. Where are you in Australia, Dave? Love to know where our Australian friends are. It's a place that I've been wanting to go for a long time and haven't had the opportunity yet. So we're hoping to get down there. And when we go, we want to know where the cool places are. So love to know kind of where everybody's at. Yeah, it's fine. We can ship to the Netherlands. That's fine, Pino. That's not a problem. Where in the Netherlands? Just as a matter of curiosity, I have been to the Netherlands, and I love Amsterdam and the area around there. Some just incredibly cool places, and just a super nice place to visit and a great country. So I absolutely love the Netherlands. But yeah, so we can ship that over to you. All right, let's get Doug on here, and let's see if we can't get the road on the show here. Let's bring everybody. Say hi, Doug.
Hey, everybody. Am I still blurry?
You are clearly in witness protection. I don't know. I'm not sure what the story is, but Doug has got his blurry filter on today. I'm not sure why. It may have something to do with my internet because of the storm that's happening. Because the way this is working is Doug's signal is coming into me and then going out to YouTube from there. So it may be a problem on my end, but there's some weather in Indiana as well. So, or someplace in Indiana. All right.
Yeah, it's not here yet, but it'll get here.
Yes. Yes, Doug is looking very shady this evening. He's got a nefarious plan for the Italians. We'll have to figure out what that looks like. All right. So, in other news, a couple of things I forgot to say in the beginning. If this is your first time here, welcome. We are thrilled that everybody is here. But if you would like to join the chat, you're going to need to be a member. Click that join button down below. Select the membership level that is right for you. And that'll immediately put you into the chat here, as well as give you the ability to vote on Discord in our for US 4, which is going to be, I think, even a more important move. We'll be watching very carefully to see what the US does in both theaters, because they've got operations in the Atlantic and the Pacific theater. So yeah, we'll be watching that carefully. So if you're interested in participating and voting in that, we would love to have you join. We also have had just a number of folks that have been very generous with gift memberships. Those are usually good for a month. Those are always good for a month. And you'll be able to participate. And then if you want to continue to be a member, you'll be prompted to put in whatever payment information is required. Charles Miklick is here. Thank you very much. Good to see you, Charles. He gave us some bad odds after a disastrous outcome in the attack on Persia on Sunday night. Oh man, I had nightmares about that. I'm not gonna lie. It was we should have done something better there.
That one haunts me.
Yeah, that one's going to be a problem. Like that should have not have gone that way. For those of you that missed the last episode, Germany attacked Persia. Persia had one UK fighter and one AA gun. We attacked it with one infantry and one fighter. The AA gun shoots down the fighter. The UK fighter kills the German infantry, and the German infantry misses, leaving not only the UK fighter and the AA gun that almost will certainly move back to Caucasus, but it also opens a path that we now are going to have to figure out how to clog up or do something with. So we'll have to figure it out. But that is for another day. The Italians they don't have any units in the area to do anything about it, so we're going to have to figure that out. But once again, if you want to join the conversation, please click that join button and become a member, and we would love to have you in the discussion. If you are watching, we would also love it if you could go ahead and hit that like button for us, and we will appreciate that deep in our hearts, because it does actually help. I've actually looked at the analytics, and the more likes a video gets, the more people then watch it later. So the algorithm actually does keep track of that and then sends it out to other people later. So if you have a moment, please take a second and hit that like button for us. Sydney is where Dave Wakefield is from. Fantastic, beautiful city. I want to go. I will admit I'm a little concerned about all the things there that are trying to kill me. They have so many venomous snakes and spiders, and it scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but I'd risk it for sure. I'd figure it out. I would cope with my fear and make it happen.
It'd be a lot of fun to go to Australia.
Oh my God, yes. We absolutely have to make that a thing. The other thing, and you can see it on the crawl, is we made a big announcement on Friday. Board Game Nation is hosting our very first live in-person play event. It is BGN, that's Board Game Nation for those of you keeping track at home. BGN Battlefront Dayton, and many of the details have yet to be announced, but it is going to be November 7th, 8th, and 9th in Dayton, very close to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and the National Air Force Museum, which is very cool. And we've already talked to a number of people that have been to that and are absolutely stoked about it. We have already got the Young Grasshopper variant folks are going to be there. We're still talking to the VBR folks. I'm now actively talking to Renegade about how they plan to sponsor the event. Historical Board Gaming is going to be sponsoring that event as well. I think we've got a couple of other sponsors that we're talking to that will help with prizes and things of that nature. But events that are going to be there, we're super excited about. The first is we'll be doing a qualifier, the very first qualifier for the Access Knowledge World Championship at Gen Con in 2026. Not this Gen Con, next Gen Con, because our event happens in November. Gen Con is in the first week of August. So you don't have to play in our event. I have to give this disclaimer every time. You do not have to play in our event in order to play in Gen Con 2026. But if you play in our event and win, you are guaranteed a seat at the corresponding event in Gen Con 2026. So if you play in the 42-2 event and you win, you're guaranteed a seat in that event at Gen Con in 2026. Same thing for Global. Same thing for Anniversary. So I think that's pretty cool. I love that is even a necessary thing. I think that's awesome. We are also hosting the very first Diplomacy Triathlon, which I think is pretty cool. So we'll be playing the original Diplomacy. We'll be playing Diplomacy Era of Empire and a Diplomacy mystery game that I am still not allowed to talk about. But it is that game will actually be premiering at our event in Dayton in November, which is, I think, pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty stoked about that. So that's fun. We will also have a special guest, a very special guest, Mr. Larry Harris the original creator of Axis and Allies and Conquest of the Empire and War Room and Imperial Borders and so many other games that we know and love, has told us that he intends to come, and we're setting up opportunities to take pictures and get autographs and things of that nature. So he's really excited about the event. He thought we were going to have 500 or 600 people at this event, but our space maxes out at 200 people. So we're hoping this is our first event. So let's fill what we've got, and then we'll worry about getting bigger in the future. Ed, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Ed, you're in Australia too, if I remember correctly. Where are you? I'm trying to remember. I think you told us once before. I can't remember. But at any rate, so lots of very cool things coming up. And so mark your calendars, November 7th, 8th, and 9th in Dayton, just outside of the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And we're super excited about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have more details. I'm still nailing down all the contracts with the hotel. Adelaide. Is that Gold Coast, Ed? I don't know where Adelaide is. I know Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Queensland, Perth, but I don't really know where Adelaide is. I'd have to Google it. But at any rate, lots of cool things coming up. And if you've got questions about it, I will do my best to answer what I can now. But like I said, we'll have more information after we finalize the contracts. Then we'll have all the ticket prices. We are going to be setting up the event to run through tabletop events. So should be a fairly efficient registration process. It should be pretty easy. So it should be pretty good. Don't forget that we're going to raffle a dinner date off with Doug. I love that plan. I think that's a good idea. I was actually thinking about raffling off dinner or an opportunity to play or something with Larry. Maybe. I wonder if there was a raffle to play.
That would be way more interesting than anything with me.
Well, no, what I was going to say is if there was, would people be interested to play you, me, and Larry in a 4-player game?
That'd be fun.
That'd be cool. Maybe I team up with Larry and you team up.
Team up
with Larry. Yeah.
I think I'm experiencing some real lag here. I don't know if I need to drop and try to rejoin. When I'm talking, it's like showing up like 10 seconds later or something.
No, you look in time to me, but now I seem a little bit behind.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're gonna push through. I'm sure that this is internet because of the weather where we are, but cool.
Okay.
If you respect Aussie wildlife, they'll leave you alone. Quick anecdote. I got a friend of mine who's from Australia, and she married an American. That's how I knew her. I knew the American that she married. And he went down there to get married and walked out in the grass in his bare feet. Just in the yard. Not a big deal. Didn't think it was a big deal. His wife-to-be and mother-in-law come running out into the street, or running out of the house, like yelling at him to get out of the grass, because they have funnel web spiders that are apparently like half the size of a penny that live in their yard, that if you step on them, they will bite you and they will kill you. I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. Yes. You know what, Robin, we're going to do this.
Sounds dangerous. Sounds high risk. It is dangerous.
That's what I'm saying. This is what we'll do, Robin. We're going to play, you and me and Doug and Larry are going to play Lord of the Rings Risk. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get Larry Harris to play Lord of the Rings Risk with us. That'd be fun. Yes. Wait, what? Emily has just informed me that she's stolen. The box is empty? No. She's shaved.
I think it's regular Risk pieces she put in there, so you wouldn't notice.
She switched them out of the other box, moved them in there. That's all right.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so enough of all that. So make sure you save the date, November 7th, 8th, and 9th. We're gonna do some very cool. We're gonna do some very cool things, and they may or may not involve Lord of the Rings Risk. We're gonna have so many cool games to play there. I'm not sure Lord of the Rings Risk is gonna be on there, but Imperial Borders, War Room, Young Grasshopper, BBR. We'll almost certainly be playing Stalingrad. It depends. It depends on who comes from Renegade. We'll see how that plays out, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm super excited about it. We're gonna get as much information as we can out as quickly as we can. We've got a lot going on. And one other programming note: I've been getting a lot of questions lately about the global final from Gen Con 2024. So let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm finishing up the how to play for Battle for the Deep in the next couple of days, and then I also have a review coming out for this big mammer jammer. If you have not had a chance or seen anything about this game, Song for War from Invicta Rex Games, I've got a review that I'm working on for this. This is a great game, my friends. Spoiler alert, this is a great game, and it's heavy. But
you're saying it weighs a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's a heavy game, but it's a lot of fun. So I'm working on those two things, and I should hopefully have both of them middle of next week. And then after that, we'll be turning our attention to all global all the time, with the exception of the live stream that we're doing here and getting ready for the Spring Gathering and Gen Con and our event in November. So we still have a couple of things on our plate, but we're definitely going to be focused on the global event. Dave, will you play Axis and Allies? Yes, we will play. We will be playing much Axis and Allies. There'll be a 1942 second edition event. There'll be an anniversary event, and there'll be a global event that'll be happening there. So there'll be all of that and more. How much did that cost? Are you asking about Song for War? If you are, they're about to launch a Kickstarter campaign, and I don't know what the retail price is going to be yet. But it's I've played it now. I played it all the way through once, and I played like half a game once, and it's a really fun and fluid combat mechanic, and you can feel a little bit of like the Axis and Allies feel, but it's very everyone's kind of going at the same time, so it's pretty cool. I'm watch the review when we get to it. I'll kind of give you an overview of how it flows, and then kind of share some thoughts about it. But I'm looking forward to it. And the Invicta Rex Games, they're actually out of Columbus, Ohio. So we're hoping that they're able to bring the game down and set up a table at Battlefront Dayton. So I do not sleep, Dave DeJour. I do not sleep. Not really, no. It's becoming a problem. I went on vacation and still didn't sleep. Okay, so enough of all that. Save the dates in your calendar, November 7th, 8th, and 9th. Yes, yes. All right, over to the table.
Let's do this.
Okay. All right, so hold on a second. My tornado sirens are going off. So this game might get real exciting real fast.
That's right.
If it starts to spin, you'll know what happened. All right, but the show goes on. We're going back to the table. We're going over to the UK for Chad Condi. It is it's your show today, but I think that he is on a cruise ship right now, so we will not be able to see what his wishes are. So we'll be depending on whichever commanders we have online at the moment. I believe I saw Robin and all right, here we go. Trying to get my chat going here. Okay. Not sure why that's not working, but let's see. Try this.
What's not working?
I can't get the. I'm having trouble getting the live stream up on my phone, so I can't I can't see the chat at all. So I don't know if anybody's talking to me. But that's okay. We're going to push through. We got all kinds of craziness happening today, so. Oh, now I can't get the. No, I can't get the orders up either. I think we may be having the internet may be having some trouble here. I'm going to try this again. Okay.
I can help with the orders if you need me to.
Okay, here we go. Now things seem to be. Now it seems to be working. Sorry, apologize for the delay. Hey, Landon's here too. Good to see you. Okay, but Robin's here. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. Of course the sirens. Thank you, Dave. Of course the sirens are going off. Purchase still in UK hands. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. Where are we at? UK. All right. So UK's fourth purchase for UK 4's purchase is 1 carrier, 3 infantry, and an artillery, which they had 28 to spend. That does spend 27, if my math is right.
Yeah, save 1.
Yes.
Right.
Saved 1. Okay. Are you in the spreadsheet? All right, good.
I am not.
Okay, somebody just did it. That's fine. Okay, so yeah, so they saved 1, so they spent 27. That's cool. And they bought a carrier, 3 infantry, and an artillery. For combat, make sure I get this right here. They've got the tank blitzing, as predicted, through Finland and into Norway. Okay.
That hurts.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. But it was nice while it lasted. We appreciate the Allies letting us hold on to that for as long as they did.
Yeah.
Okay, so from Karelia, we're sending 1 infantry and the 2 artillery from Karelia down to Baltic states. That is going to revert to Russia's control.
Yeah.
We're going from London to Poland, 1 infantry, 1 artillery. From London to Poland, 1 infantry, 1 artillery. Switching these out for infantry, artillery. Okay. Next, 2 fighters from Sea Zone 5 into Poland. I do not like this guy's odds of survival.
No, pretty low.
Pretty low. And of course, there'll be offshore bombardment shots from the battleship and from the cruiser. Okay. 1 infantry from London to Northwest Europe. Donk. Okay. And 1 infantry, 1 artillery from London to the Baltic states. I guess that is technically a combat move, but that's fine. So I'm moving. This is the artillery moving into Baltic states, and this is the infantry. Okay, so that's all 3 transports, right? Okay. One of them landed in Poland, one of them landed in Baltic, one of them landed in Northeast Europe. Okay, Northwest Europe, rather. Okay, and the fighter from London is also going to Poland. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we got to mark these. So we have these 2 guys moving 1, and this other guy moving 3.
They really don't like this guy in Poland.
They really don't. They just seem pretty hell-bent.
Poor guy. He never did anything.
Right. 1, 2, 3. I suppose they could have also sent this fighter, but I guess that would be overkill.
Yeah.
Right?
That would be unnecessary.
Right. Okay. So they've only got 1 combat roll this time, which is this to try to take this dude out in Poland. Now watch him miss all of this madness. All right.
Awesome.
Right. Okay. So here's your infantry, your artillery hits, and we're firing back and missing. Not only did he die, but he died alone. Sad face. And Warsaw has fallen to the scourge of the UK forces. Oh, sad face. Sad face. All right. Warsaw gets the big UK marker. Taking Warsaw out of control of the Germans and over to the control of the UK, which I believe ties us up now. 9-9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yep. 9-9. All right.
Yep.
For the moment, anyway. We will see what we see. All right. So that's that. No galloping shocks there. All right. So okay. So man, I should have looked this up. The UK AA gun from Karelia to the Baltic states. Does that AA gun belong to the UK or does it belong to the Russians? I feel like I got to look this up. I need to pull out the little book and look at this up. Because I am on the impression that it belongs to, that it's like a, that it's the same as an industrial complex.
The UK definitely liberated Karelia. I honestly don't remember if the AA gun was in Karelia at the time or if it got moved there after the liberation. Because we bombed Karelia because there was not an AA gun there.
Right. Because the Russians moved it out. Here it is. This is perfect. This is a great, kudos to whoever wrote this particular line. AA guns. This is page 25 of the current rule book. This is the Renegade rule book. Subject to capture. If a territory is captured, any AA guns there are also captured. Their new owner is the player controlling the territory at the end of the turn. So Russia controls them. Russia controls the territory because it reverted to their control. It does not belong to the liberating power or the power that stole it or anything like that. But hold on. Let's continue to read here. They can now be used by their new owner in future combat. Any aircraft guns are never destroyed except when a transport carrying one is sunk. If you move an anti-aircraft gun into a territory controlled by a friendly power, place one of your control markers under it. Well, that seems absolutely contrary to the line immediately above it.
No, that's not. That's so if the gun in Persia moves into Caucasus, it doesn't become Russian. So you put a UK marker under it so you know it's the UK's.
So that it couldn't then be moved.
The marker under it.
It couldn't be moved turn after turn. So that makes
Correct.
sense.
It couldn't be moved by Russia because it doesn't change hands.
Right. Okay. So that makes sense. So now if they move the, so if the Russians were to move, well, this is a good example. So let's say if the Russians took East Poland and held it, they could, and then moved the AA gun into Poland, it would retain, it would belong to the Russians.
Correct.
It wouldn't belong to the UK, because then the UK couldn't then move it to Czechoslovakia or Baltic states or whatever. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, so it sounds like we're all in agreement here. So at this point, the AA gun that is in Karelia is in fact controlled by the Russians and needs to be moved on the Russians' turn, if at all. Okay, so.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So yes, it seems like
so
the chat is
an illegal move means they forfeit their buy, right?
That is correct. There's a significant penalty for all of that. Orders have been intercepted, and now we get to move the AA gun wherever we want, which is great.
That's right.
Okay, so the fighter from Poland, the two fighters from Poland. Oh, I see. Oh, I see what you've done here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you've done here. Okay.
They're flying over here.
Wait. Okay, so one fighter from Poland is going to C-Zone 5. Presumably it's the one that only has one movement left. The fighters from Poland in C-Zone are flying to C-Zone 7. So they're going to land on the carrier that's coming in. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, and the fighter and the AA gun in Persia moved to Caucasus. So this is, okay, so now I'm glad that we've already looked this up, because now what needs to happen is this. We need a UK marker under that space. Okay, good. So it was the fighter and the AA gun moves to Persia. The two, okay, and this is important because my online players are going to be confused by what's about to happen. So this is one of the big differences. If you play 1942 online through Beamdog, one of the things that is one of the key rule differences there is that you're not allowed to move friendly units on transports. Not so in the tabletop version. So here, what we'll be able to do now is we're going to pull off one of these US transports and put it down. And now what's happening is on the UK's turn, they're boarding one of these transports. So it'll be able to move on the Americans' turn and then offload on the UK's next turn. So it'll move on US 4, offload on UK 5, presumably, assuming that that's what's happening. So I don't know where they're going to go, but that's where they're going to be for right now. Huh. Okay. Well, that is interesting. So the U.S., the U.S. can move it, and okay, that's fine. Okay, and now they mobilize the new carrier into C-Zone 7, where it will come in under the UK fighters that just flew over Poland for no reason, because the land units had more than enough gusto to get the job done. And now in London, we will place the 3 infantry and the new artillery unit, which will make 3 infantry and 2 artillery in the UK at the end of the turn. So we'll go ahead and so we can see what that looks like now, and now we'll chip it up so that it's a little cleaner to see. Okay. All right. So, quick recap of the locations of the UK units. They are pretty limited. Okay, so west, east. There are no longer any UK units in North America. There are 2 infantry on 1 American transport in Sea Zone 9. Moving over to Sea Zone 7, they have a carrier, a destroyer, 3 fighters, one of which is on the US carrier that also has an American fighter on it. In the United Kingdom, they have 3 infantry, 2 artillery, and an AA gun. Northwestern Europe, needs a marker, and it is occupied by the British with 1 infantry. Norway has a tank in it. Finland has also been moved over to the UK column. Sea Zone 5 has a destroyer, a cruiser, a battleship, a carrier, 1 fighter, and 3 transports. And Poland has an infantry and an artillery. Baltic States has 2 infantry and 3 artillery. Stalingrad has a fighter and a UK AA gun. There are no UK units in the subcontinent or in Africa. And there's 1 dude still in the Shire in New Zealand. He's chilling in Auckland and loving his life, far away from the war. At least for the moment. I don't know, maybe Japan comes down there and lands in Mordor. I'm not sure. Okay, so any questions about the UK's position here? Okay. Yeah, it looks like we've got a pretty strong lag happening. And I think, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the internet. So we're just going to push forward here.
UK collects 33. They are up 10 and down 8.
Yeah, they just picked up 10 IPCs this turn. Holy cow.
Yep.
That seems like a lot. And they're still holding Persia, if you can believe it. And and they still have all of Lower Africa.
Yeah.
But they're down Australia, they're down India, they're down Egypt and Transjordan, which is what? 2, 5, 6,
8.
7, 8. Yeah, they're down 8. They're plus 10. They started at 31, so 33. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, so it sounds like we're in pretty good shape for the UK's turn. We are now moving over to Italy 4.
Italy
4. Italy.
So I thought if you want to buy, I think if you're going to buy a transport, I think you should use the tank that's in France and not also buy a tank, because then you could get 2 infantry.
Ooh, there you go. This is why it's good to have a teammate who's a good player. All right. Yes, you're absolutely right. I forgot about the tank that's in Italy. All right. Okay. So Italy's purchase is 1 transport and 2 infantry for a total of 13 IPCs. We're going to do that. What do you think about using the Italians to liberate Northwest Europe? A guy in an artillery and a fighter?
I think that's a possibility. I don't want to leave France too squishy. What do you?
Right.
Are you going to take?
We're going to move these guys up.
Yeah, you're going to take Libya, right?
Yeah. So that's our purchase. Combat move number 1 is battleship. Note that this is. I know that the colors are really close to each other and it's hard to see. This is the Russian sub, and we're going to ignore it. We're going to treat the sea zone as friendly. So we're going to come up with the transport. We're going to bring in artillery. and infantry over and land in Libya.
Should you just bring 2 infantry because of the bombards?
Yeah, but if they miss, then I'm firing with 1s. I think I'd rather.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather fire with 2.
That's true. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So this is the gimme as far as I'm concerned right now, and
yeah.
All right. So I don't know, infantry, artillery, and kill, because that frees up the Germans to do some other fun things in Poland when the time comes, or to hit other targets.
Do we need to capture the territory? I'm just thinking about, like, could you just take a guy and a fighter? I mean, you could use the fighter either in northwestern Europe. I mean, you could use it in Egypt, although I don't like it in Egypt because then it's out of position. But it just depends on, are you wanting to kill the guy or are you wanting to capture the territory? Because then, yeah, you got to take in 2 land units if you're capturing.
I want the money.
Okay.
Because the German economy is rapidly shrinking.
Yeah. Then, I mean, similarly, I don't know. I do like keeping the artillery back a little bit in case they decide to land there for the counterattack option. 2 infantry and a fighter, but again, if you want the 2-2s, by all means, it's your call.
Yeah, I mean, my thought is like, so if we move, so we're going to move out the tank in non-combat so that there's 2 transports worth of stuff here, right?
Yeah.
And if we move an infantry and artillery up to Northwest Europe, then that leaves 3 infantry here.
Yeah.
And the fighter. So, and the only one that can attack us right now are the Americans, and they don't have nearly enough forces to deal with just the Germans, let alone any Italian units that are in the space. Now, if they, I wanted this strength to stop the UK and then the Americans from hitting. But we're going to have, the Germans are going to be able to build again on G5. And they've got 44 IPCs to spend, unless my math is wrong. Is that right, that they have 44?
I have you at 35. You had 44 last round.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I don't think I've updated that correctly.
Okay. Yeah. So you want the artillery and the infantry in northwestern Europe then?
Yes.
Okay, plus the fighter.
And the fighter, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So I believe we got just the 2 combats here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. That'd be gutsy. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Libya. We have to start with this one because it's an amphibious assault. So here are the infantry, the artillery. They both miss. Here is the cruiser. Hits. And the American firing back. He hits. Man, you guys are lasers over here lately. All right.
Yeah.
So this comes down.
It's okay.
Yeah, that'll be all right. It would have been nice to have that extra unit in case we needed to scoop them up, but because if we'd kept both units, one could march here, the others could get on this transport and go someplace else.
Yeah. I agree.
Not so much. All right. Northwest Europe, here are the infantry, the artillery firing and missing horribly. And now the fighter hits. And I'm terrified to even roll because I just know what's going to happen. We're going to mix these up a little bit here. All right, here's your infantry. Hey, you missed his. Holy cow.
Nice.
Okay. Jeez, oh, Pete's. Cheese and rice. It's too much. All right. And that will go back to Germany. Okay. And not a ton of non-combat here. The tank is going to move. The fighter is going to come back to France. And I think that's that's all the Italians. Okay, so
well, you're going to move the 2 infantry from Italy into France, right?
Oh yes. Thank you. Good call.
And that gives us 5 Italian infantry there.
5 infantry there, yeah.
The question is, so you made reference to not having a guy to march into Morocco. You could leave the artillery in Italy. That would give you the tank, the artillery, and the 2 infantry. Or you could move the artillery into France as well.
Yeah, that's what I was. If we kept both here,
yeah,
then I would say we'd move this artillery, and then once we place the 2 infantry, we'd have the 2 infantry, this artillery, that tank, to be able to move wherever it is that we want them to go, right?
Yeah.
But now there's only 1 unit here, so this one has to stay so that it can take Algeria.
Yeah.
And now, because when we place these 2 guys, that's our full transport. We need this guy to walk over here.
Yep.
Which is, again, it would have been nice to be able to keep the 2nd unit there.
Yeah.
Okay. Alas, not so much. All right. But we did take Northwestern Europe without taking any losses. So in the event that Berlin should fall in some form or fashion, the Italians will at least be there to have a shot at taking it back.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's try not to do that, but, things happen. War's crazy.
Yeah, let's try not to do that.
Yes. Okay. So, all right. So quick recap of the Italians. Let's place our new units here. We're placing the new transports. So now we've got 2 transports in C-Zone 14 and the 2 infantry along with the tank and the artillery piece. We are still sitting in the zone with the Russian sub, which is fine. Okay, so quick review. Again, west to east. In France, the Italians have 5 infantry and a fighter. In northwestern Europe, there is an infantry and an artillery that belong to the Italians. In Italy, we've got 2 infantry, an artillery, and a tank, and no AA gun. This AA gun is in Berlin. There's an AA gun there in Paris. I just realized something. This AA gun in France should have an Italian marker underneath it.
Yep.
Because it was an Italian
AA.
It was the Italian AA. So the Germans could not move this if they wanted to. I don't see a reason that they're gonna, but they can't. So, okay. That's interesting. Okay, so, and if I didn't say so before, C-Zone 14 rather, has Battleship Cruiser 2 transports in it, and Libya has 1, count them, 1 artillery piece in Tripoli. And that is all of the Italian pieces, and we're going to collect 14, 6, 10, 13.
13.
13. Again, clicking 13. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. have to see. Lots of interesting things coming up in this game. Over to the U.S.'s fourth turn. Any questions on the map before we move over? And we just went to commercial. There we go. Any questions in the chat before we move over to the table? We've got like a huge delay now, I understand. So, okay. So, all right. So I think that is what we've got for...
I think it looks good.
Yeah, I think it looks right. It'll be interesting to see what the Americans do here. I don't think that the Americans can land in France. It would be interesting to see them land in Northwest Europe with all those guys. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but it's an idea. Yeah, that's a possibility. I don't know what they're going to do in the Pacific. They've got some interesting options in the Pacific. We'll have to see what they end up doing. If they stay, if they go.
I'll be interested to see what they cook up.
Yes. Okay, I think that is, unless any additional comments come in about the board position with any questions, or I'm glad we settled that question about the AA guns.
I would have put money on it becomes the country who took the territory. So I'm glad you had us look that up.
Yeah, I'm glad that worked out. Yeah, I mean, and that makes sense. I mean, otherwise, I don't know like how you would keep track of like who took it or who lost it, or I guess that makes some semblance of sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Yes, Gary. That's funny. Gary and Doug versus the world and Gary's dice. Yeah, that's about right. That seems to be the thing here. I swear, at some point we should have already like set this up so that we can have you roll and dice on your end. You do a much better. Do a much better job of that than I do. Yeah, this is actually a good idea. Mind blown. We'll come back to this real quick and look at this. A quick recap of IPC production for all the powers again. So we know
I have the numbers 13. Here if you want me to just call them out.
Yes, fire away.
So I have Italy at 13. Russia is at 26. They're up Belarus and Baltic states. Germany's at 27 because they're down 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're down 9, and they start at 38 in this one. Wait a second, something. No,
US should be at 39.
Something's not right about that. 3, 6. I'm sorry, they're down Baltic states and Belarus also. So yeah, they're down 11. So they start at 38, they're at 27. Yeah. UK is at 31, they're square, up 8, down 8. The United States is at 39 because they're up 1 from Morocco. And then Japan is at 42.
Yeah. Plus 26 plus 31 is plus 39 is 96 for the Allies. What's the Axis total? 42
Not
and 13 is 55.
High enough.
55, and the Germans are making what?
Plus 27. Is that 82?
82.
It's a big gap.
Maybe.
It's okay.
We'll see. We'll see. We got lots of game to play yet, so we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, that's your current IPC count. Is the Allies have a pretty comfortable, you bet, have a good at the end of UK 4, Italy 4, the Allies have a considerable economic advantage, but the two Axis powers still have opportunities to respond. So we'll see how it plays out. Very exciting game.
Yep.
I like it. All right. While I'm thinking about it, take a second and hit that like button for us and let us know that you are enjoying the gameplay and that you want other folks to be aware of it and to check it out. Thank you to all of the gift memberships that we've seen in the last few live streams. They have certainly a big boost to our membership numbers, which is great. And we really appreciate those. There are 3 Axis powers, that's true, but Italy is not nearly as substantial as Germany or Japan. I would argue that the 3 allied powers are closer together in power than Italy is to the Germans or to the Japanese, particularly in the game that we're playing right now. I have seen the Germans I've seen the Italians run crazy and get up to 25, 27 IPCs. They run over Africa and they start pushing into South Asia. And it's a crazy town. But yeah. But you're right, Pino. Germany is definitely under quite a bit of pressure.
One tank. Just one tank south. That's all we needed.
We made a strong play, and this really all comes back to that Transjordan mess. That hurt my soul. That hurt me deep.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is true. The Germans are under pressure, but they've turtled in France and Germany, making them tough to take. I wouldn't say we're turtled quite yet. We still have quite a bit of offensive power, 2 bombers and 4 fighters in range, 5 artillery. I mean, I don't think I'm going to shock anybody to say that the Germans are going to push back into Poland. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Right. And will they be able to hold Warsaw? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like. I mean, UK coming back, they could only get there with 3 infantry, 2 artillery, a tank, 4 fighters. We can be standing there with quite a bit. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But yes, that is also true. Pino, don't forget, you won that prize. Make sure that you reach out to us in Facebook or on Discord so we can get you the information out to the Netherlands, where you're watching from. Give me Kursk, and I'll give you a list army group, Gary, or a lost army group. That's enough. See, now you want to play diplomacy. See, I'm all for that. We'll see. We'll make that happen another time. Honestly, if you're interested in it, that's the kind of deal you can make at Imperial Borders. It's that kind of game. So that's going to be fun.
Interesting.
Against a 1-2-3 punch, it won't be easy to hold for the Germans. That might be true. That might be true. We will have to see. But it will mean putting everything into that fight. That's the only trouble with this, Robin, is that it means everything's going to Poland, which means that we don't have to worry about. We have to keep track of it, keep track of France and Berlin and whatever, but we don't have to worry about them really landing there. So, okay, Pino, I will look for your message on Discord, and we will certainly keep an eye out for that. Yes, man, I'm super stoked about Imperial Borders. I think you guys are going to really, really like that game. I'm looking forward to actually having a proper copy, because the game I had before was just the prototype. So it was there was some craziness in it, but I'm looking forward to what the finished product is going to look like. It should be pretty cool. So, all right, Doug, anything else for the people?
No, this was a good round. Fun. We'll see what the U.S. cooks up against us.
Friday. We'll find out. We'll see what the U.S. has for U.S. 4, and then Japan 5. We're coming down to it, my friends. Like now it's puzzle time. Like this moves here.
It is.
They block this. We move over there. How many IPCs do we need? Where's this thing going to go? How much? What are my odds going into this place or that place? Or what's the turn order? Are they going to be able to reinforce after this turn hits? Or this is where it gets interesting. It's been interesting. I don't want to say it that way, but like it gets fun. Nail biter, hard, solid puzzles. I like it. So it should be fun. All right. Getting ready for spring gathering. And we are, make sure that you're saving the date for November 7th, 8th, and 9th in the Dayton area. We will have more information as soon as it becomes available. Thank you to Emily for sitting in for moderating today. She's got a couple of links to drop in real quick so that everybody can get a chance if you want to support the channel and pick up some very cool stuff. Here is our link for Renegade. If you go to their website and want to pick up, I don't know, Stalingrad or North Africa or Battle for the Deep or Battle for the Bulge or any other battle, please use that link and we get a small commission for that. We appreciate that. And a sponsor of today's show and this, and our giveaways is Historical Board Game. Boom, right there. We've got some prizes there that are going out the door, and we've got some more actually coming from Doug Friend that should be in the mail in the next couple of days. So we are looking forward to having that. And here is your link to that one. And we built another affiliate link over there. So if you decide to purchase anything from Historical Board Gaming using that link right there, then we get a small commission for that as well. So it makes it possible for us to continue to do things like this and to do live streams from Gen Con or from Spring Gathering or from Battlefront Dayton or any of these other places. So these are the things that keep the lights on around here. So we definitely appreciate that support. And if there are folks out there that are interested in helping and volunteering, please for the event in Dayton, please let me know. And we're going to have a couple volunteer opportunities. So we'll certainly keep an eye out for those, and we'll see what that looks like. But awesome. So yes, we were having a lot of connection issues this evening. Obviously, Doug is still in the witness protection program. He's very blurry tonight. But we've had a lot of storms in our area here in Memphis, Tennessee. There's tornadoes in the area. Our tornado sirens went off a few minutes ago. They've stopped now, thankfully, and we are still here. So I'm going to call that a win. And so we thank you for your patience with the connection issues. We do what we can, but sometimes things are just out of our control. But awesome. Well, Doug, thank you very much for being here this evening, and we will we'll figure out what in the heck is going to happen on Friday night. We've got another giveaway to do, so it's going to be fun. My kingdom for one African tank. Ain't that the truth? Sometimes it comes down to that. Sometimes it'd be like that. That's what they tell me.
Just one of them.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, friends, thank you very much. Again, thank you to our commanders for getting in the orders for UK4. I know a lot of the guys are on the road and traveling, and we really appreciate that. And in fact, I should go ahead and say that Sean has, unfortunately, he's got some personal and some family issues, personal and work issues rather. So he has actually bowed out for the remainder of the game. So Commander number 4, that spot is now open. So I'll be reaching out to some of our generals and lieutenants to see if they are interested in picking up that role for the rest of the game. So keep an eye out for that if you are a lieutenant or general, and we will go from there. So awesome. Well, thank you, friends, and we will see you Friday night. Good night, everybody.
Thanks a lot. Have a good night. Bye, everybody.
Bye.